What's up? Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, November the 19th. The markets kind of suck. There isn't much action going on, but we'll be ready if there is. And of course, we will have some regular plays that we always give out on extended markets. But right now, it is obviously very, very quiet. There's not a lot of buy-in. There's not a lot of emotion in this market right now. You did have earlier. Again, I'm not going to talk about what you should have done, but this was an opportunity to buy and then sell in crude oil. Again, I didn't make the trade myself. I didn't catch it until it was too late. But that's what you're looking for. You get an extension. You get some panic. You could see it. You could see it happening as it was going on, and that's what you're looking for when other traders are emotional. You want to give them whatever they want because they're 90% they're going to be wrong. Okay. And it's something that you have to always focus on when you're watching, but it is very slow. And my morning class, okay, I told them that right now we're just going to teach because there isn't enough to go on. We're not seeing enough of the emotional side of the trade. So there is no real reason for us to get too much or too overly involved here. Okay, but we will go look at our regular stuff, which is the other side of the market, the option side. As you can see, Apple is in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do. Okay, again, you're right trading at the mean. Our trade from a couple of weeks ago worked out just fine. And of course, one second. Okay, and then of course, Amazon. Right at the mean. We did talk about selling this last week. Look what happened. Worked out perfectly. Okay. Coin, again, probably a selling opportunity. And just, coin obviously correlates with Bitcoin a little bit. I would not at all be surprised if Bitcoin got to 100,000 before it starts to go down again. I mean, there'll be some whip, but I wouldn't be surprised. And certainly, I would not have a problem being a seller at 100,000, and not because I'm negative, not because there's a problem with Bitcoin, but normally big milestone numbers are opportunities to either buy or sell. So this would be a potential sell opportunity at 100,000. I mean, we're still only at 93,000. So it's not like it's going to be there in 5 minutes, but it's just something to keep in the back of your mind. Big monumental numbers are normally something to take advantage of. In the meantime, coin, you could certainly look to be a seller here. I would. In fact, let's go take a look right now and see if I can find a trade for us that I'm going to make, because obviously I don't give out trades unless I'm making them right with you. Let's see here. 20. I'm going to try to go the premium side, the 320, 250. For $1.05, I'm going to go ahead and make that trade. Okay, I'm going to put it in right now. We'll see if it gets filled. Okay, the order is working, and let's go back and see what we're looking at here. Crowd, not much here, close, but we had the opportunity last week. Which again, if you took it, great. If you didn't take it, it's not a big. It's never a big deal to miss a trade, and of course, you do have earnings coming up next week, so. Probably want to be a little bit more cautious in here. Let's just see something. We're getting a little bit of action in the NASDAQ, but really not much, right? Again, you can see how narrow these bars are, which means there's not a lot of price action, which means that there's not a lot for us to really go ahead and look at. We really cannot develop an overall edge here, so we'll just continue to look at the rest. Meta. Okay, as we thought, it would break to the downside. It did. Now it's kind of broken down and holding, but now you're in a position that it is very much oversold. So here's one that you may want to look at to the put side. Okay, again, and let's just take a look. I'm going to take a look myself. Meta, Michael Echo Tango Alpha, and we're at 556. 550, 550, 250. All right, 550, 250. And I'm going to sell that one for $1.05 as well. And these are, by the way, are for this Friday. Okay. but I'm going to go ahead and take my chances there and sell that for $1.05 as well. And that just filled. Okay. And go to Google. Right on the mean, not much really to look at here. Not much excitement, not much that we really want to do. IWM, right at the mean, not much to really look at, not much to do. Moderna, which is just a dog that I don't know that it's ever going up again. I'm sure if it's a real company and they have some money that it will go up again, but it's been basically straight down since 100, down to 38. So you're down 62% in 3 months. Microsoft, in the middle of nowhere, nothing really to trade. This is one I did take this morning. I am not going to take another one, but I would certainly look at a spot here and sell a deep in the money spread. Again, you can wait, you can try to wait it out, but it is certainly well overbought. I think that it's certainly going to have some retracement and some pullback. The question is where, and on a trade like this, you have to be willing to do it again. In other words, if it doesn't work the first time, you have to be willing to go back and go for it again. Okay. Nugget, which I did put a trade on this morning, and I did sell put spreads today. Certainly, I think that gold has kind of found a potential bottom, so I'm willing to go ahead and sell put spreads right now. I would sell the 42.40 or something like that for 80, 90 cents. Remember, all we're trying to do now, while we're waiting for some real action, is to accumulate capital and increase the size of our inventory, which is your money, okay, and give you the best opportunity, okay. And again, as I'm looking back at our main screen for potential trades, there really does not appear to be much going on. And if you disagree or if you see something that I'm not seeing, let me know, but I don't see it. So I'm certainly not in a hurry to blow your money or mine, because whatever I give you, I'm going to trade. And I don't believe in putting myself in that position where I'm going to, cost myself money, and certainly I don't want to cost you money. So we're going to sit back and wait. Again, you have to be willing and patient enough in this market. Okay. NVIDIA, they got earnings this week, so there's no matter where it's at. It is in the middle of nowhere, but there are earnings. So there are nothing really to do from what we're looking for. The Qs, right dead in the center, really not much to look at. SMCI getting a little bit of a bounce, okay, but it's only right at the mean. So again, another one that there is not really a lot to do. Square, I'm sure, is overbought. It is. Square would be one, and of course, if you don't realize, Square is kind of tied to Bitcoin, hence the name Block. But certainly I would have no problem selling some spreads here. In fact, let me just take a look, because I will do that one here as well. Square. And what you're doing, what you might do here or what you might not do here, has nothing to do with what you're, like I have a long position in Square, but selling call spreads has nothing to do with my long position. Okay. I don't care about that because I'm protected anyways. So I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to sell the 92.93 for 40 cents. Okay. I'm going to sell the 92. I'm going to work the order. I didn't get filled yet, but I'm going to work the order. I did get filled on Coin, and I did get filled on Facebook or Meta, whatever the hell they call themselves these days. And SPY, again, pretty much in the middle, not much to do. Tesla's certainly one to look at. It ran up, came back down, and now it's trying to go up. But right now, there's not much here. Win, nothing to do in Win. XBI is certainly one you could sell some put spreads in, and I think it's probably prudent to do so. Let's take a look. XBI, X-Ray Bravo India. Whew, let's see here. 92.30. So let's sell the 92.91. Sell the 92.91 for 40 cents as well, if you can get it. I typically like to get about 40 cents per dollar. And that's kind of my backhanded rule. And let's go back to here, see if there's anything worth noting. And once again, you see, all we're seeing is volume dry up, action dry up everywhere. So it doesn't give you that emotional side or that emotional trade that we're actually looking for. So we would, again, you can certainly try and trade it. For my money, I'd rather not. I'd rather wait and be patient. Okay. And as we look at XLE, that would be certainly one to take a look at. Now, I don't trade it myself, so I'm not going to recommend a trade there. But hold on one second. Hold on one second. Take care of something here real quick, a little bit of a problem. Give me a minute, and we'll have a couple issues dealing with. But at the end of the day, again, you can see that the markets are very, very quiet, and you've had a pretty sizable rally from the lows in the overnight markets. But again, as we look, and you can see Zoom, okay, which has done what we thought it would do, and I told you that I would keep selling it, and now I'm getting paid for it. So I think it's something that you want to take note of and watch. But as we watch this, again, we'll watch this for a few minutes, but it'll be a shorter day today than usual because there's nothing to do. So why try to create a trade when you don't have one to really make? I think this is important for you to understand that sometimes there's just nothing to do. So it's better to walk away when there's nothing to do than it is trying to sit and force a market. Okay, I think that's the important thing that you have to always remember is that if there's nothing really to trade, you're not going to beat the market. You have to be prepared to sit and do nothing, or what I like to do, like yesterday, I went out and played golf. Okay, because again, there's no reason sometimes to be overly involved in the market because you're not getting edge. You have to find markets that give you an edge. Okay, that's where it comes down to. You have to find the edge, and even with the edge, does not guarantee that you're going to win. But at least if you have the high probability, you're going to win more often than not. And that's what you're trying to always focus on, is to be in the best position. So when you're in a dull market here that we're trying to trade off of 4 minutes, there's not really a lot for me to do. So either I want to guess at trades to make, or I would rather pass. And for my money, I would rather pass when the markets are like this, rather than trying to, force or guess which way the markets are going to go. So really, we don't have a lot to look at, but we'll watch this, and I'll talk a little bit more. But again, at the end of the day, this is not a market that is conducive to active trading. Okay, and that's something that you have to focus on all the time. Is the market going to cooperate to what you're trying to accomplish? So when we're selling premium, we're taking small money that we're lowering our risk and our reward, and we're trying to build our assets, okay, versus doing anything different. And I think it's important for you to understand that there's an old saying: it is better to wish you were in a trade than to wish you were not. Okay. And that's something that I always want you to remember, is that the markets are open 241 days a year and soon to be longer. Okay. I don't think it'll be long before they'll be open 24/7. Okay. So there's always going to be some potential opportunities to trade if you're willing to be patient and wait. If you're not willing to be patient and wait, then really what you're going to do is expose yourself and put yourself in trouble. And of course, that will take away your capital, and then that could theoretically take away your business. Remember, in this business, the most important asset is money. Okay. because that allows you to take the trades. And if there's not trades that you consider to be available, which right now I don't consider many to be available, I think that you are making a mistake, okay, if you're getting too overly involved in these markets right now, because there's just not much going on. And if you're catching them, you're just getting lucky. And I think that becomes an issue as well. And we're not interested in luck. We're interested in skill. We're building a skill set to watch and learn how to trade these markets. Okay. And the biggest part of the skill set is to be able to say, hey, there's not much for me to do. I'm going to pass. Okay. And I think that is more important for you to learn, is that sometimes markets are too hard to trade and they're not creating the overall edge, which is why we switch from the active trading and we go to the longer term trading, just for those reasons. Okay. Because we have to make sure that we're trying to find where is our best opportunity. Okay. So rather than waste your time and babble on, I will see you back Thursday, and hopefully there'll be a little bit more action, but just be careful. There's not much to do. I gave you a couple of trades that I put on. Certainly if you want to follow along, great. If not, hey, it's good for you. It's smart if you're just waiting. And until Thursday, have a great day. And remember, every day I do the Market 120, which is a brief update of what's going on in the market in the morning. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here on Thursday.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.